Well, there's the situation after the 8th sprint in the men's points race. Finning is leading for Australia with 29. Second is Rybin of the Ukraine with 26. But there are 75 more laps to go. And this is a handy little group that's gone clear up the front of the main field. The good news is that Chris Newton is a member of this group, and Newton has already picked up points in some of the earlier sprints. So the world champion for 2 years ago, when he won that title in Copenhagen, he's riding very well indeed. Members of this leading group: Greg Henderson from New Zealand, Rafał Ratajczyk of Poland, Sobel of Belarus is there, Newton, as I mentioned, and they're going very strong indeed. 73 more laps to go. You can see the field ahead of them, so when they bridge and make the junction to the back of the bunch, that will give them the lap gain and the 20-point bonus. Just the job. Here comes Ratajczyk of Poland. He's going to be the first to latch on to the tail of the main field. So that 20-point bonus added to the points already won in the sprints by Newton is going to keep him in the hunt for the medals. Chris Boardman, who's now one of the advisors to the British team, watching with great interest, and he will have been talking to Newton prior to the race about tactics. There we are, 29 points to Finning after sprint 9. Rybin is second on 26, and Newton is third with 26. So Chris Newton, who's finished fourth in the last 2 world titles, is really out here in a determined mood to try and get a medal. This is Colby Pierce going clear for the United States with 61 laps to go. There's Ratajczyk falling down. It didn't look as though he went down too heavy, and he will be allowed 5 laps to rejoin the race. But for Colby Pierce, he's gone clear at the right time. He'll pick up 5 points, but he hasn't got many points, so he'd really need to try and get clear and gain the lap to get in contention. But the crowd are enjoying it. Nice to see one of their home countrymen going clear. 5 points on the line then to Colby Pierce. And good riding there by Chris Newton. Newton coming through into 3rd spot, so that's another 2 points to add on to the tally that Newton is building. He's in a pretty mean mood here. He would dearly love to regain the world title. So the field beginning to stretch out a little bit, and in these closing laps there's going to be a lot of action. Pierce, 5 points for that sprint. Aceback of Switzerland, second for 3. Newton getting the 2. And that's Linares of Spain just coming to the front. Linares, a crafty rider. There is confirmation. Situation after sprint 10, 29 points to Finning of Australia, leading Newton by 1, who is tying with Henderson of New Zealand. Now then, these are the 2 that could cause the damage with 7 laps to go. Linares on the front of Spain, the Olympic champion from Sydney and 3 times the world champion. He's got Tamaridis with him from Greece. Now if these 2 bridge, and they're going to, they will get the 20-point advantage. And what it means now, with 7 laps to go, Tamaridis of Greece is leading with 36 points. He's got 1 point over Rybin of the Ukraine. Linares of Spain is third with 34. And Chris Newton has been pushed down into 4th position on 32. And the situation here is it's breaking up off the front of the main field, and Chris Newton is in this group now. That if Newton doesn't get up to the riders that are going clear, it means he's going to be squeezed out of the medals. That's Ignatiev of Russia, the Olympic champion from Athens, just off the front of the bunch. But ahead of Ignatiev, there are 3 riders. Fulst of Germany, Shep of the Netherlands, there's Shep, and Rybin of the Ukraine has also gone clear. And those 3, of course, will pick up the maximum points, and it means that Chris Newton is going to get squeezed out of a medal position. 3 laps to go. Well, Tamaridis of Greece could make history here, because he could become the first man from that country to ever win a medal in the points race. Well, he's looking across, isn't he, Ignatiev, to say, well, who's going to take it on? Colby Pierce of the United States decide he's going to. Henderson's in the wheel, and you can see right ahead on the banking the 3 riders that have broken away, and that's Fulst, Rybin and Shep. Colby Pierce continues to lead the charge out from the bunch behind, and I'm afraid the hopes of a medal for Chris Newton have gone, because there's only 1 point available here, and that's not enough. Well, it's Henderson now on the front of the field, leading them out. Ratajczyk's at the side of him, and the charge for the line is won by Henderson of New Zealand. So he picks up the stray point, but that's not going to lift him into the medals. In fact, Fulst won that final sprint for 5. Rybin of the Ukraine got 3 for second. And the fact that he picked up those 3 points means he goes above Tamaridis. So the world champion is Rybin of the Ukraine, Tamaridis second, and Lenardis third, with Chris Newton of Great Britain finishing fourth.